What's long, hard, and full of semen? A submarine, you perverts. Hello folks and welcome. Today we need to talk about Hydroid. With the Abyss of Dagoth update, we got a lot of changes. One of those was a total rework of our favorite senpai of hentai, and it's a doozy. What has changed and is it worth it? Well, that's what I'm going to explain right now. Starting with his passive, it's been changed from a chance to spawn a tentacle, which was annoying not only because it was inconsistent, but because any enemy caught in it would flail around helplessly way too much and making them a harder target. This annoying mechanic was shared with his ult, but more on that later. Now, however, any enemy hit by Hydroid applies a corrosive status that has their armor cut by 50%. This is massive because with full stacks it can reach 100%. For those like me who like doing steel path on the circuit, this means his value has instantly shot up. His first ability, Tempest Barrage, has been tweaked to no longer ragdoll enemies, but rather just stagger them. In other words, they're easier to hit. More importantly, the damage type was changed to corrosive. Along with it, the corroding barrage augment has been changed to Viral Tempest. If you haven't guessed, this changes the damage type from corrosive to viral. Also, the charge mechanic of his number 1 and alt have been removed and it's just max size all the time. This ability tweak is another win. Tidal Surge. Again, this is a subtle on the surface tweak that makes the ability more user friendly and with better effect. You can now steer your wave around and instead of flinging enemies away like responsibilities, it gathers up any enemies swept up and deposits them at the ability's end. Tidal Surge also applies corrosive status effects on enemies depending on how long they were carried, and it removes negative status effects from Hydroid. Plunder. Some might be mad that Undertow has been replaced, but I understand why it was done. I liked Undertow as a great oh shit button, and being able to reach out and grab enemies was fun. With a good team of communication, it was fine. But believe it or not, there are actually lazy people out there, and they just sit in their puddle the entire mission. Thankfully, its replacement, Plunder, is pretty damn good. All enemies within range and have corrosive status effects will have their armor removed. Permanently. And, along with that, it will increase Hydroid's armor and grant bonus corrosive damage to his weapons. And if you thought telling Grandma that you're full was a good idea, the same applies here. The Curative Toe augment has been renamed to Arousing Plunder, which I imagine is for getting all that sweet booty. Oops, sorry, I read that wrong. Rousing Plunder. This will cause the ability to heal Hydroid and friends within range. Tentacle Swarm. This ability got the least change, but arguably the most welcome one. Enemies will no longer flail around like a squirrel caught on your grandparents' fly tape. They'll now just hang in place, waiting patiently for everyone to fill them full of lead. Personally, I'd like to see tentacles wrap around the enemies. Those with the choking fetish might be a little disappointed, but hey, we don't kink shame here. So what does this all mean? Well, Hydroid is now an absolute nightmare for Grineer and Steel Path enemies. It also means he's no longer dwelling at the bottom of the barrel. He shot the lid off and took a dump in the barrel. Yes, he's that damn good now. I liked him before, but would only bring him out because I missed him. Now, however, he's a top pick for me and probably anyone else right now. Welcome to the Hero Club, Hydroid. Let me know what you guys think of the changes below. Oh, and before I forget, what's a pirate's favorite letter? You think it'd be R, but it's the C they truly love. You're welcome.